we translate the songs that are mostly common, like Matt Redman, Chris Tomlin, Kendrick, Hillsong, Planet Shakers. There is a beautiful and terrible cross, but though you committed no sin, Savior, you suffered the most wicked fate on the cruelest creation of man. I was working with a psychiatric from Wales, England, who developed a material called WEC, Healing the Wounds of Ethnic Conflict. God is so good. Dieu est si beau. Mungu yu mwema. Even in Uganda, Katonda Mulungi. Even in Portuguese. Dios bueno es.
Okay.
Having a mentor, learning, and doing it passionately. Yeah, so my name is Hypolite, as you said, and I'm married to my beautiful wife, Nadine.
Beautiful.
And we have 3 children. Yeah, 2 daughters and 1 boy. Yeah.
That's great.
Oh no, it's 2 boys and 1 girl.
2 boys and 1 girl.
What am I doing?
Okay, so
yeah, it's two boys and 1 girl.
What do you do in your everyday life, Mr. Hypolite?
Yeah, so most of my time I'm doing music direction, directing music from songwriters, musicians, but mostly in a church context. Yeah, and gospel music.
What's music direction? To each and everybody who's watching this, who may not know what music direction is.
I'm not sure also to grasp the whole context of music direction, but in general, it's about directing music from the beginning, from songwriting, making music, arrangement, and launching and production, this.
Okay.
Do the process.
All right. Can you take us a little bit back in the day when you realized for the first time that you were about to start that? Any story behind that? How God started that?
Yeah, it's a long journey. I think from 2000. I don't know. Actually, it's 98.
1998.
Yes.
It's long ago.
It's 1998. Yeah. I started. I was not. Since my primary school, I was very,
passionate about playing.
Yeah. I remember my dad was a teacher, and I had a bad chance to be in his class. He was my teacher, by the way, and then I was, every time trying to find a beat. From my time, there was some famous songs like, Latin America songs like Tagomago, American songs like Whitney Houston, Your Love Is My Life and My Life.
I can still remember the song.
Yeah, so I was just trying to, to get the beat. Your love is my life, or Tagomago.
That was very wonderful back in 1998.
Yeah. So I was most of the time kicked out of the class because
of doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I was doing it, it's like my teacher was saying, "Who is doing that?" And I was also myself was saying, "Who is doing that?" And so I was passionate with music. It was in me since my childhood, and so I started playing actually in a church that was close to our house. I started learning drums. I was coming before rehearsals and trying to insert them, and then trying to rehearse from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandbrother was trying, what are you doing? You have no right to do this, and I said, I'm just trying, But in 1 or 2 years, I was playing in a church, drums. And then after that, I was asked to lead a worship team. Then I was obliged to learn a key instrument like guitar and piano. So I started learning guitar, and so I lead a worship team. I remember I was leading an overnight event, playing guitar after 6 months.
Okay.
It was like a miracle. Don't say that.
Learning a guitar for 6 months.
No, it's a miracle. I consider myself, it's a miracle. I don't know, even, I was not that good, but playing guitar the whole night. It's not very easy. So yeah, so I was leading the worship team, and 4 years from 2002 till now. Yeah, till now I'm still. Today I'm not really leading. I'm just backing the leaders. You know. Yeah. So I have a background in leading worship team, and playing in some events like some big crusades, and also songwritings, music production. So, but actually now I'm coaching song leaders, and even at my church, I just back the leaders. Kind of mentoring them. I just play bass, but have time with them, and coaching them and encouraging them and train them, this kind of stuff. I'm not most of the time in front. Yeah. And I'm still learning, by the way.
Yeah, that's true, because learning doesn't stop, by the way. A good learner learns every day.
I know someone said, if you stop learning,
you stop growing. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Talking about leading music, directing musicians to do wonderful and great music. Imagine I would like to start singing for secular music. Will I come to you and ask you?
Do you want that?
Yeah, who knows?
Okay.
No one knows. Only God knows. Okay. I can just wake up in the morning tomorrow and I start composing love songs. Why not even landscape?
Are you planning to date by singing?
By the way, I'm planning to do something different, but that may be similar to that. I would like to start doing something that's related to Burundi landscape, praising Burundi. By the way, I like the way Burundi lies on landscape, mountains.
You can imagine. I have a lot of photos from mountains of Burundi. Yeah.
Okay, so
I like nature.
All right. Imagine I have such a thing, not only in gospel. Will you lead me to doing that just in a great way?
Yeah, I will try. I will try.
Or you are comfortable with leading people into doing something that is gospel?
I will be better in that when I'm doing with gospel singers, but also I think the principles are almost the same, because it's all about it's music, but the content may
guitars are the same.
Yeah, maybe if we come then to songwriting, then the principles will differ. But if we're talking about music arrangement, if you're talking about finding styles,
even maybe content.
Yeah.
Do they overlap somewhere? And even imagine, do they? Is there any connection between? In terms of singing, I don't know. Imagine if you are singing secular music and the gospel song, is there any connection between that in terms of content or they are totally different?
On my point of view, I think it's very, very different. Because I know what you're talking about. Imagine if as a Christian, if I'm talking about peace, and Chancho and Missy is talking about peace, are we talking the same thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So yeah, we talk about peace, but if I'm talking about peace, I'm talking about God's peace.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's talking about
maybe reconciliation, seeing people together.
It's good. It's still good. Some moral values and some biblical, values. There's difference.
It's something that we are not just used to hearing of. Like, this is a music director. How does the community, Burundi, even the region, take it?
So, in Burundi music, it's not really professional. Tell me one music school in Burundi.
No.
You say maybe in Gitega there is a Catholic music school, but it's not really a music. It's So we don't have a professional background. But by the way, we're good in music. We naturally. Most of Africans are good in music, and most of the Western styles are from African. By the way. Yeah. But so coming back to your question, most of the people will not even understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's in Burundi, say I'm a guitarist, I'm a drummer, then they can understand. But if you say music directors, what? We know a director of a school, we know a director of music. So it's very known for people who are more, familiar to the music area, to the music industry. So they will not support something they don't understand, but I know they support the work I'm doing. I mean, people who are close to what I'm doing. I mean, people from church or people we're serving or people who are familiar to that. People who are watching those singers, those albums, these songs, they know the music director was this one. They know what it means. They know what we're doing through the process. But ordinary people in Burundi, I don't think they are really aware.
Can you just tell us a little bit the role of music or songs in the community?
Personally, I've been involved in music thing in the region. I was serving as a psychologist. I'm a psychologist by training. We were working with an NGO from Switzerland. The organization was involved in a trauma healing process.
Okay.
It was started in Rwanda from the genocide time, and so I was working with a psychiatric from Wales, England, who developed a material called WEC, Healing the Wounds of Ethnic Conflicts. So we were doing trauma healing and reconciliation from the tribes. If we say tribes, in Burundi and Rwanda, it's not really tribes, but in Kenya, there are many tribes.
They speak different languages.
Even the culture, the languages, values.
Yes, ways of life.
Yes. So we were doing trainings, we were doing some workshops, aiming to heal the hearts. It's a Christian approach, by the way. So as a musician, I was called to work with a producer from England, Dave Bankhead. We were asked to produce songs about healing and reconciliation of the same message. So we were helping artists from those countries to write down songs after they've been healed. Then they write songs about, let the heart express themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we help them produce the songs to declare a message of hope.
And to let it go.
Yeah. So then I was doing that in Rwanda. I wrote myself some songs that have been played in Rwanda and Kenya. I'm not good in Swahili, but we mix Swahili and English. So there's some English songs that I found in Kenya I've been part of too. So those I wrote myself, and there's others that I was just mentoring the songwriters. So we produced some albums, not just songs, not singles.
Okay.
So they were, for example, in Kenya, those songs were launched before elections to declare a message of reconciliation, hope, and non-violence.
That's true.
And I think it helped really. So then I can say that music can be used as a tool to serve the community. But
getting people back together.
Yes, it's a message, and it's very powerful than a political, speech.
Yeah, that's true. Because
the music is it's go over the generations.
Yeah, that's true.
We will die, but the music will stay there. It's like a book, So I would say something in Burundi. I can recall that in 2015, every Burundian who were in Burundi especially remember what happened.
Remember what happened at that time. Yeah.
So my question, and I've been accusing, I feel guilty even myself, because I say, why in that period of time no one wrote a song about hope? People were hopeless. I think it was the right time for songwriters to say something. I mean, for Christians, even non-Christians.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a key, it's a momentum. We call it a momentum. The right time, when you say something, it's get on the right time. Saying the right thing on the right time.
When you were in Rwanda with the different audiences from Rwanda, the Rwanda who speak Kinyarwanda, Burundians who were there who speak Kirundi, there are other people who were from England, Wales, others maybe from from Congo, and you were leading the overnight. What was the experience? How did you manage that?
Oh my goodness. So it was very challenging. It was a conference. It's a missional conference. So I had to lead a worship service, and the audience was made of Kenyan, Sudanese, Ethiopian, Ivory Coast, people from Ivory Coast, Highland, Italy, and Ukraine. So I said, my goodness, which language we are
am I going to lead this?
Yeah. So I came up with a strategy. So I consider like common songs, like God is so good, Dieu est si bon, Mungu yu mwema. So, even in Uganda, Katonda Molongi, even in Portuguese, Dios bueno es.
Oh, okay.
Those kind of, you know, and then sing it in one language, and after you get back to the other, and everyone was, wow. They
great.
feel involved in it. Was very, So it was all those who can find in English, Swahili, maybe in French.
Yeah.
But if you say mostly in English, all the Western community will understand.
Yeah.
In Swahili, all the Eastern community will understand. Then it's kind of,
and also saw some of the videos when you were just talking about singing in a context. The way the people you're singing for can influence the way you adjust the music and everything. That's where I got to know you personally. Okay. The way you think, the way you take music. Your perspective on music, it was very interesting. That's even why I was just thought about inviting you one day and have you here. Can you just tell us a little bit about Sarah Hymnody? What is it, and what do you think about the mission and everything?
Yeah, starting by the name, Selah, it's a word from the Bible. You know, you can find between the Psalms. Selah means a pause. When you're writing.
You pause and you think.
Yes. Yeah, so Hymnody is a hymn, you know, it's a songs. So Selah Hymnody it's a project from Little Frog Ministries that aims to produce liturgical materials for the church. So we are concerned about the music area in the church. So the challenge that made us do what we're doing is that, you know, in Burundi, in the church, we have one hymn book that have, I think, 3,054.
Yeah, 3,054,
55. Our concern is that the younger generation is tempted to just give up that hymn because it seems old, it's boring.
And it seems to be forgotten a little bit.
And most of them, they're trying to, you know, to rebuild its music, finding to make it in a different music style, you know, contemporary music. But most of the others are just letting go, you know, and go to YouTube or I don't know, Spotify, I don't know, and finding some other songs. And the danger is that they might find songs that are not really biblical, which is dangerous to the church. Then we got the idea to gather to make a collection of other songs. We have like 250 songs.
Really?
Translated from English to Kirundi.
That's great.
By the way, the other hymn, the one we already have, the first one, it was also translated from English to Kirundi. It was made of songs from English. I mean, from the revival that happened in Europe in the I think the 70s and the 80s.
18th century, 17th century.
The revival that happened mostly in England. So we translated the songs that are mostly common, like Matt Redman, Chris Tomlin, you know, Kendrick, Hillsong, Planet Shakers, all those kind of stuff. So we translate them. We find songs that are really biblical. So to keep the contemporary style, to interest the younger generation, but also at the same time keeping them in the Bible. So they just go, you know, I'm just trying to recall some song who are really crazy. Who is that one?
You would like to name some?
promotion double, you know. The Nigerian thing, you know. There's some Nigerian that are really scaring. You know, when I hear them, I say, oh, what is this? And these guys, our younger generation is really liking them. They like the music, but they're just ignoring the message inside. And they sing it in the church. And most of church leaders, you know, they're just singing, but they don't know what's happening in the spiritual life of the church. When you're singing out some heresies, we're just singing them, and after, you know, most of Burundians say, and you know, instead of recording what the Bible says, they say, you know, umuririmbyi yavuze ngo.
Yeah, that's
you know, quoting someone instead of quoting the Bible, you know, because what I was saying, song is very powerful.
Yeah.
So then
it's like they can even say Hypolite said.
Yeah, imagine.
Oh yeah,
a crazy guy like me. So what we do then is translating those songs, and we make an app, a phone app. With the same name, Sela Hymnody. You can find it on Play Store or App Store.
App Store, yeah.
There's all those songs, 250. The 50 are from Burundian writers who are mostly forgotten. You know, there's some very, very biblical and charismatic songs from Pentecostal church. We just ignore them because, you know, they are old-fashioned, but they're really very sound doctrine.
Message.
So we keep them to value their work, and when we be producing them, we do some, you know, to make it the music more contemporary.
Yeah, that's true.
But keeping the same truth from our colleagues. So, and I think we have in the worship session, the one you were watching, you just saw the first part.
I saw that, yeah.
Keep on, you will get the other parts. So I think in the last part there is one of those songs from Pentecostal Church, which the younger generation, I think they say, wow, this is old. We heard our grandma sing that, which is saying, it's from Rwanda.
I think so.
About Jesus coming. So we just sing it, and I think it sounds very beautiful when you hear it. Yeah. So anyway, we do that, and then we have that application on
Play Store and the App Store.
Yes. And we're producing those songs to help people learn that. You saw the videos, but we also have the audio version on Spotify and Boomplay. And what else? We also do the podcast. The one you're saying, the podcast, we're focusing on training the song leaders, because, you know, churches are complaining about what's happening during service. But if you say, okay, what's wrong? We don't know what's wrong, but we can feel something is wrong, but they cannot tell what. So I think it's a good thing to help, because it's requiring, you know, music background to help that, and most of the pastors they're not all have music background. So I think it's good then to help churches learning how to lead the congregation in worship through music. Because most of the worship teams are very young.
A person who is watching this and would like to start music, start writing music, or maybe end up becoming a song director. They say, I'm passionate about music, I would like just to start to do it. What's the best way of doing that, or to getting started? And maybe can you tell them what is waiting for them just ahead on their way? An insight from the experience.
So the first thing is that actually the right thing would be to start with someone who is mentoring you at the beginning, not in the middle. In every career, it's someone else who recognize a talent in you. You can also recognize, I'm talented in this, but that's not enough. You need someone who has an experience in that. He could even have not talented in that, but can mentor you to improve.
Or to becoming someone who would like to be in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So it will be a good start to have someone who is backing you, who's mentoring you, coaching you, to help your talent, to shape your talent. And so this is the first thing. And the other thing is that will be for songwriters or singers, even musicians, to learn, to learn. Unfortunately, we don't have music school here in Burundi, but Burundi is not the word. You can go close to Rwanda. I think now Rwanda has some music schools. Kenya, there are a lot of them. Tanzania, close. I'm not talking about the West because to require visas and so it's learning, having a mentor, learning, and doing it passionately. But the key thing is keep doing it. Keep doing it. If you stop doing it, then
it's gonna die down.
You no longer need to learn.
Yeah.
Because it's not about, art is not about learning. It's not about your knowledges. It's not about what you're doing, who you are, even who you are. So I know many people who are very talented, who have shaped their talent just by doing. The best musicians we have here in Burundi never went in music school. Some like to do, or maybe Hypolite, yes, but many others who are talented, musicians, they performed by doing. So keep doing it is a key thing.
Yeah, be consistent.
Yeah, be consistent. And
do it over and over again.
Even if you're discouraged, keep doing.
Yeah. 3 questions. You just say yes or no, or just in a sentence. What is the most important thing that you have in your life?
It's Jesus, because without him, I have no right, I have no reason to exist.
Who is the person you love the most?
My wife, of course.
Any place that you like to be?
Oh my goodness, I have beautiful mountains up to close to Igenda. There's a place I can stay there. When I go up there, and every time I go there, I stop and get out of the car and sit for several minutes just to
contemplate.
Yeah, to grasp the splendor of the beauty of the mountains and to breathe. It's very beautiful. I can even feel it now.
When you're alone, or when you've got some free time, what do you do?
I go in the nature, as I said, somewhere like on the lake.
You isolate yourself.
Meditate and
do meditation.
Or listen to music.
Okay.
Or watch a movie. I like movies.
Okay.
I like movies or comedy.
Okay. It has been a pleasure to be with you. Your insights, thoughts, and everything give more meaning to our discussion. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm also honored to be here. And yeah, I wish it's not the last time.
Yeah. Who knows? I would just to be with you.
By the way, I like your studio.
Really?
That's wonderful.
Any appreciation?
Can I just go with my one of those?
We just have one for you one day.
I really like the background, the design. You guys are very inspiring.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I think you're inspiring many others. And thank you, by the way, for your coffee.
For the coffee. You like coffee?
Oh my goodness. Even if you cancel the broadcast, just keep the coffee.
Before we wrap up, because we have invited a guitarist, we couldn't let you go without just playing some lines. Personally, I would like you to play Beautiful and the Terrible Cross. I would just love it if you play it here, and so that our listeners will say, okay, on the set there has been just a magician, they would just appreciate. Okay, all right.
There is a beautiful and terrible cross, whether you committed no sin. Savior, you suffered the most wicked fate on the cruelest creation of man. Once again. There is a beautiful and terrible cross, whether you committed no sin. Savior, you suffered the most wicked fate on the cruelest creation of man.
Yet on that beautiful, terrible cross, you did what only you could, turning that dark, inspired evil of